No, we are live. Now, first off, this is this particular podcast is for our client of the month, and I don't think it's very easy to win client of the month at Ratio 1-to-1 because it requires a lot of discipline and a lot of changing some old habits. It's not an easy thing. I mean, we have a lot of people. Some people do exactly like they're supposed to. Some do half, some don't. The client of the month is the one that we see so many improvements from that we know they're, in our estimation, doing at least 98, 99% of what we're asking them to do, which is a huge feat in itself. So this month, I'm going to bring to you, and you got to excuse my voice, I'm getting over a cold, but ledisha Willis,
yes.
Okay, it was a client of the month. I'll have her before and after pictures on here, and also you can see it on our website, which will be on the video also. But ledisha, I know her well over the few times that we've talked, that I had to work with, and she's a nice person. So with no further ado, we're going to start with this interview for our client of the month. Okay, so the first thing that I wanted to do is ask you some questions. Okay.
Okay.
What's your full name?
ledisha Michelle Willis.
Okay, ledisha Michelle Willis. And how many kids do you have?
Earl, I have one daughter.
Okay.
That's 23 years old.
She's 23?
Yes.
Okay, one daughter, 23. All right. Now, for all you guys that are looking at this video thinking, wow, she's already engaged, I can tell you that right now. So that's another byproduct of really, really getting yourself together. Some guy says, I ain't letting her get away. So what is your fiance's name?
His name is Robert Hankins.
Okay, what does he do?
Robert is a mail carrier.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. All right. My personal question. See, I like to ask questions that people get to know the person more than just the physical. What was it about him that made you feel like, okay, I can do this?
Well, we have a lot in common. When we first met, we actually met on a blind date.
Okay.
We have a mutual friend that thought we might go well together. So when we met, we talked, and we just found out that we grew up in the same neighborhoods, not far from each other. We were both in the military. We were both stationed in Germany around the same time.
Wow.
So the more we talked, we realized that we had kind of been around each other for the last 20, 30 years of our lives. We had just never met. And
Wow.
so now we finally had this one person that brought us together, and it's been great.
Okay,
It's been great.
okay, that's
And
great.
2 years later, we're
So y'all been
engaged.
together 2 years engaged?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
that's great. That is to find someone in your life that you feel you could spend the rest of your life with. It's one of the greatest things I think it's ever made. And like a lot of times, what we try to teach our kids is get you together. You know what I mean? Too many women and men too. They look for happiness outside,
Yes.
whereas you have to be happy inside,
Yes.
and then that happiness will come. You can never be happy with something outside of you, not happy with yourself inside.
Exactly.
And I do understand that. Okay, tell us about your past career. Like, what type of job did you work, and what do you do now? And
Okay,
tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, well, I retired from the military, from the Army in 2007. I also worked for the state of Illinois, so I did 25 years with the Department of Financial and Professional Regulation. And I retired from that 2 years ago in 2017.
Okay.
And since then, I've gone full-time with my business. I'm a sister law consultant, and that's what I do now full-time. And it's been great, just running my own business.
So you're not really retired, you just moved on to something
I
else?
kind of changed careers. I'm not really retired, correct. I just changed careers.
I was about to say, because you're too young to retire, so I knew that. I knew you didn't retire, so. What are your future goals?
Well, my future goals, are we're gonna get married maybe in another year or so, and then to retire to a place, really retire to a warmer climate.
Okay.
Just
Like where? Like what do you have in mind?
Well, I don't know. Hopefully, still close enough where I could come back and visit family here in Illinois. But I really want to go south. I want to go maybe Georgia, I don't know, Kentucky, Tennessee, just someplace where the climate isn't quite as rough as it is here in the wintertime.
Yeah, these winters are brutal.
Yeah.
Okay. How long have you worked out at ratio 1 to 1?
I've been coming here since August of 2018, so about 7 months now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you think of it?
I just love it. I started seeing results so quickly, and I think that's just what's been the best part about it. Within the first month, how many pounds? I think I lost 9 pounds in the first month.
Okay.
And it wasn't very hard. I just followed the nutrition guide that my trainer gave me, Chia gave me, and she gave me that on the first day. We hadn't even started working out yet, but at the consultation, she gave me the nutrition guide, and she was like, "Yeah, start right away." And a couple of days later, I came in for my first workout session, and it's been nonstop. I come about 3 days a week, and I follow the nutrition guide, and it's been great. I can't say enough about it.
Okay. Do you think that the self-discipline, because it definitely plays, I tell people all the time, motivation is fine, but motivation isn't a temporary emotion. Self-discipline, followed by the meaning, is doing what you need to do regardless of how you feel about it. And I think a lot of people see physical progress because they're motivated, and then they lose the motivation, and then they lose the physical gains that they've made. When you're self-disciplined, I tell people, I've been training for 28 years. And they like, man, so you like training? I'm like, I think other things I like to be doing. I like the look that it gives me. I like the feel that it gives me. I like when I eat right, how I feel. So everything that we do when we are living our daily lives, no matter what it is, we're measured with, we're faced with pleasure or pain, and we're faced to make a decision. And too many people let that decision just kind of, they don't put as much importance on it. It's like, I want to be 60, 70, 80 and look great. So I got to do what I have to do today.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Exactly. And a lot of people don't look at it like that. And I think the self-discipline that you display, and this is just off what you've just told me, 25 years at a job and, long military career. You don't last in the military if you don't have discipline, that's for sure. And that helped out your journey in what you're doing here a lot. So have you always been a self-disciplined person, or did you develop it through other means?
I have been a disciplined person. Even as a child growing up, my parents would tell you, there were 4 of us, and I think out of the 4 of us, I was the most well-behaved. They didn't have a lot of issues with me. They told me to do something, and I did it. Again, 21 years in the Army, and still discipline in me, too. So this wasn't, adapting to the routine here wasn't as difficult for me, because I have always been a disciplined person. I've always been able to follow guidelines and things like that. So that being said, I know everyone's different, but you will get the results if you stay disciplined. And you're right, it can be a fleeting thing. It's something that you have to want and you have to strive for. I can remember when I was very young, when I was a teenager in my early 20s, I used to think about, what am I going to look like when I'm 50? What am I going to look like when I'm 60? And I knew what I didn't want to look like. I knew I wanted to pretty much look the way I was looking now. I didn't want to look, old. I wanted to stay young and be healthy. And even though I didn't have this back then, ratio 1-to-1, I always thought about my health.
Right.
And so the military was great for me because it instilled in me a workout ethic. So even after I retired from the military, which has been now almost 12 years, which is unbelievable, I always still maintain some type of workout regimen.
Right.
The only thing that was missing until I came here was that I did not know how to eat.
Right.
So once I came here, and the nutrition guy, again, I can't say enough about that, plus the workout ethic that I already had in me, it just worked wonders for me.
You know, I'll tell you, we have this thing, like I said, I've owned this physical location for 21 years. Me and Chi have probably been together about 15. That's probably been the 15 best year. Well, it was okay in the beginning too, but you know, we've really made a lot of stride in our identity as who we are as trainers and what we're trying to establish with ratio 1-to-1. But when you left to take your vacation, usually 99% of the people never rebound from that.
What?
Yeah, they usually go. They'll train hard for the vacation, but after the vacation, they lose their motivation. And when you came back, you were sending pictures, and when you came back and you said, "Okay, I want to get my schedule back on," I said, "She's gonna make it." You know, because usually I'm being like, I've been doing this a long time, and I'm talking about a very high percentage. I've trained ladies for weddings, and they're committed until they look their best on their wedding day. They look great, but can never get back to it. Never. I'm like, how can you have the roadmap to something? Okay, a roadmap to my best body, but you can't get back to it. That's nothing but internal motivation.
Right. Yeah, you know what, Earl, it has to be more than I just want to be fit for this one occasion.
Right.
You know, it just can't be,
it's a lifestyle.
You know, exactly. It just can't be, I want to look good for the wedding. I want to look good for the... In my case, I was going on a cruise, and I knew I wanted to be able to put on the swimsuit and not feel embarrassed about it.
Right.
But I also knew, even beyond that I wanted to maintain, that I wanted, this is a life choice that I was trying to make, not just for that cruise, but I wanted it for a lifetime.
Right.
So
that's the difference in attitude is short-term goals with long-term goals. A lifestyle is this how I want to look to, you know, if I live to be 100, when I'm at 99, I want to still be like this.
Exactly.
So, what most improvements are you physically proud of?
You know what, I would have to say, because I wrote down my what I've done. I'm down 30 pounds, which is like incredible in 5 or 6 months.
Yeah.
And I guess that would be the most I'm proud of. And I'm in awe about it too, because it's not like I had to starve myself.
Right.
I've been eating the whole time.
Right.
So I'm eating and I'm still losing weight.
Right.
Another thing that's impressive is I'm down 6 inches in my waist.
Okay.
So I'm like, got the hourglass going again, you know, the Coke bottle. So I am down 30 pounds, waist down 6 inches, my hips are down 4 inches. And I think another big accomplishment that I still want to do some more improvement on is my percentage of body fat has gone down 14%.
Oh, wow.
So,
now,
and like I say, just 5-6 months.
Now, let me ask you this. What are other people saying? Not the haters, because the haters, we don't listen to them, because we got a lot of them. Those are the ones that wish they could do what you did. I'm talking about the ones that love and support you.
My family, my friends, my fiance's friends, everyone is complimenting me on how well I look. They do. Everyone says I look great. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, you look like your daughter," and I say, "I'll take that. She's 23 years old." So yeah,
What does your daughter say about it?
Oh, she loves it.
Yeah.
We wear the same size jeans now.
Oh,
She
really?
loves it now. She thinks she can just, take all of my clothes. But no, she loves it. She couldn't be happier for me.
Good. Okay, what improvements do you think you've made mentally? What has it done to you as a person? I know it comes with a lot of positive vibes.
Oh yeah, and my confidence is out the roof.
Yeah.
I feel good about myself. I look good, and I know I look good. So it just gives you a confidence.
Yeah.
An inner strength, just an inner joy. I can go now. I can buy things off the rack that I wouldn't even look at before. So it's just confidence building. It's just been great overall. I feel healthy. I feel my best. So
living your best life, huh?
Living my best life, yes.
Okay. All right. Let me see. Now I have. Do you follow sports? Do you watch sports?
I do.
What's your favorite sport?
I think it would be football.
What's your favorite team?
Well, I have to go with the hometown team, the Bears.
Well, we have to do that.
We have to do that,
I've been having them as my favorite team since 83 when they won, 85 when they won.
Yeah.
And only this year have they gotten back really, really good.
They really look great.
That's your favorite team, the Bears?
Yeah, that's the favorite team.
Okay, you've been to one of the games?
Oh, yeah.
That's one thing I've never been to a professional football game.
I've been to several games.
I love the Bears, I love New England, and I've never been to one of their games.
Oh, well. Supposed to give you for the New England part, but...
I love New England, actually. All right, now, the next series is I call it rapid fire. I'm going to say one thing, and you're going to give me a one-word response. Okay? And then you'll get a chance to close out this segment with some things that you want to say. Okay? So, here go the question. Ready?
Ready.
All right, rapid fire. Number one, acheive, your trainer.
Excellence.
Your life.
Growing.
What good music, what does it do for you?
Makes me feel happy.
The reason I ask is I see you around here all the time. When you put good music on, you be going.
I love music. I do. Sometimes you see there's a saying about dance as if no one is watching. I've always done that. I love music. I love to express myself, and dancing is okay. All right.
Working out.
Wow. Did I say happiness for one already?
Yeah.
I love working out, so it makes me happy.
Okay. Money.
Bountiful.
And then one more. Family.
Love.
Okay. All right. Now you can close out the segment.
Well, Earl, I just want to say thank you for inviting me on your podcast. I've never done anything like this before, and I'm like so geeked. I'm like, because I'm not a social media person, so...
neither am I. I'm learning.
Yeah, so this is great. But, I am so glad that I was introduced to this gym, to acheive. It's been the best money I've spent. The investment in yourself, you can't make a better investment. And I love it. For the rest of my life now, I know how to eat. I know how to work out. You all have given me the tools to have my best self, my healthiest self. And don't worry, I'm not going to let it go to waste. I'm not going to let all your good training go to waste. I'm not going to let my money investment go to waste. But it hasn't been hard to do at all, and that's the best thing. I tell everybody about the nutrition guide, and you just follow it. You eat smart, you live smart, you work out, and you'll see the results.
And the attitude that you have and the love that you have for working out is why you've made so much progress. We try to tell people a lot of time as trainers, although we love what we're doing, we're definitely better than most. Some people are afraid to covet greatness. I'm not.
Yeah.
I've been in this business a long time. I've seen a lot of people come and go, and we're still here for a reason. And believe it or not, the things that we're doing with the gym or with the Client of the Month program or with the websites or the podcast, or we're always trying to figure out ways to get better at what we do. So if I wanted to stop at just training clients, that would have been 15 years ago. I could have stopped because I had a lot of clients. It's important to have a lot of clients because it means you pay your bill, you make money, you pay your bills. But I believe it's more important to build the what you've developed.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Where you make such an impression on a person's life.
Exactly. Yes.
You know what I mean? I'm quite sure your family and friends have heard so much about chi ratio 1-to-1. Sometimes they're like, shut up! Well, what
That's true.
So when it's funny because I have clients like that, and then when you meet, you be like, "Oh, this is Earl. Oh, I feel like I know you already. I heard so much about you. You know what I mean?"
Yeah.
So I think that's the thing that as trainers, I think new trainers coming along don't understand. They think it's all about the physical. It is because people pay you to see results, but at the same time, it's a whole nother mentality. It's a whole nother upper level of being to connect and change people's lives.
Yes.
And that's what I've always wanted to do, and that's what she has always wanted to do. And that is one of the reasons why Ratio has stood so long. And we still look at every day. We just look at ways of just what we can do to add more value to our people and get better. And that's why I told her when I did my podcast, she was like, okay, so what are you going to do? So like I do interviews, I do rants, I do different things. I said, but we have to have our Client of the Month. Because it's not an easy thing to get. Because we're probably two of the harshest people. And it encompasses all the things that I feel are very important in changing your life. And so people look, oh, well, they were the client. You don't understand. It took, you've been here 7 months, 8 months. It took 8 months of learning, consistency, practice, showing up to win.
Yes.
So it's not like, oh, that person was good for a month. We had a lot of people been good for a month. That's nothing.
Right.
But it's extremely important to us to affect people's lives, have a positive impact on people's lives. And at the same time, making sure that they get the physical that they pay for. That part to me is easy. If they listen, it's easy. The other part of giving them confidence and then having that spill over to other aspects of their lives and reducing stress and reducing medication, that's to me what it's all about. That's what it's all about. So I really thank you for taking the time out to do this.
No problem. It's been my pleasure. It's been my pleasure, Earl. Really, you and Chie, I cannot praise you guys enough. This place, I love it. Thank you.
All right.